Alright, welcome ladies and gents, let's talk She-Hulk. This whole show is unequivocally just a massive circle jerk on Jen Walters, right? I've said from the outset, because of episode 1 being a huge setup and her learning her powers, quick, rapid, I always wondered where they would go in terms of a character arc. Cheers, printer. You're interrupting my video. I always wondered where they would go with a character arc. Whether they would have it progress... She mastered her powers so quickly and came to terms with it so quickly and lambasted men so quickly. I kind of wondered where they would go. Where's the character development going? Well, ladies and gents, it seems we have our answer. It's literally just Jennifer Walters being amazing. This whole episode was a wedding episode, filler. That's what every single one of these episodes feels like. Funnily enough, a friend of the channel, Heavy Spoilers, also said the same thing. Every single episode feels like a filler episode. No narrative is being progressed. But also, no character arc is being progressed. So what happened in this episode? Well, she attends a friend's wedding. The friend doesn't want her to be She-Hulk at the wedding because it will detract from her special day. Fair enough, sure, whatever. So she's not She-Hulk. Titania pops up. Also claims that She-Hulk is stealing the limelight from Titania. So she's going to push her down and show everyone that she's the boss. Subsequently tripping on some ice cubes and breaking all of her veneers and looking like a gumpty afterwards. That was it. The whole episode is just... Jen Walters is amazing. She-Hulk is amazing. What character arc are we doing here? This is terrible. And then right at the very end of the episode, they're like, oh, we've got... Oh, here's teaser. Someone's still after her blood. Remember that thing that happened a few episodes ago? Someone's still after her blood. They've got a new needle now. Who cares? Who cares? Who's going to be the leader? Sure, whatever. Are they going to do a weird twist and it randomly be her cousin? I literally don't care at this point in time. Who cares? Also, throw out there, but Bruce Banner's not going to be the one trying to get her blood. It'll be the leader. It'll be Doctor Doom. Why don't you just do that? Because the main story that's happening here of Jennifer Walters and She-Hulk isn't compelling enough to carry the series. It's boring. I don't want to watch Tatiana Maslany dancing around pretending to be drunk. It's embarrassing. When people pretend to be drunk, it looks so dumb. Even the best actors rarely pull it off. And Maslany's a good actor. It's so boring. And this is, I guess, textbook why I think Marvel is kind of falling apart a little bit here. Is that most movies are just a prequel for the next movie. It's setting up the next movie rather than being its own thing. You know, there was a lot of Marvel movies that became like that. You know, tell us a good story, move it on. Tell us a good story, move it on. Guardians of the Galaxy is a great film because it's just self-contained. It's just one and done. There you go. Could have just left it at that. Could have expanded upon it. It was good. You know, those little teasers at the end for Thanos was what was good. Because they still told individual stories that were just working. This whole series is just random nonsense. And it's funny as well because I think the writers think they're being really smart because they're like, what we'll do, because we know people will hate on this, we'll get Jen to look at the camera and talk about the thing that they're about to hate. Ha ha ha! That'll make them not hate it. Are you insane? Like, are you actually insane? Literally, Maslany turns to the camera and is like, yeah, I know, we're doing a wedding episode. Kind of inconvenient time, huh? What? What? Stop trying to hang a lantern on stuff when it is absolute garbage, regardless of you hanging a lantern on it. It's terrible. It's absolute shite. I do like her, was it paralegal? Legal assistant that was working alongside the other lawyer in this episode. That was good. And they introduced the immortal man, or immortal, whatever. But they introduced him in a way where he was also getting sued for ex-wives and ex-husbands. I was like, okay, fine. Dumb. Super dumb. Who cares? Like, why is this a thing? I don't know. Like, it's just... This whole script is so paper thin. And you have to remember here, right? Which is that really important. Because a lot of people criticise She-Hulk CGI. Me being one of them. She is going to be included in the movies moving forwards. So one, her CGI is going to look absolutely atrocious alongside other characters in a bigger budget movie, right? Marvel has a CGI problem anyway, but my god, that's a bad CGI. Not only that, they've introduced a paper-thin character to go alongside everyone else. Like, I don't care. I don't want to watch this person. I mean, I do for these videos because these are funny and sort of... I know, spoiler alert, some of this rantiness is comedic on purpose. It's dramatic with intent. But yeah, I mean, look, overall, it's just not very good, is it, really? Nothing happened. The story is obviously someone is trying to grab her blood. Okay, cool. You know, this is the problem. Like, a perfect example of a few things. A perfect example of a slow burn that works, in my eyes, is... just because it came out recently, loads of people hate on it, I don't care. Andor, for instance. We know what that story is, right? We know it's the rise of the rebellion. We know it's people sort of, you know, building together and getting to that point. So we know what the slow burn is getting to. But in each episode, there's interesting interpersonal things that occur. It's personal taste. I'm aware some people might not enjoy it. But this show is like barely touching on the overall story. Like, we're barely getting there now, like only just. And yet everything else is boring because there's also no character development. I just hate, it's just poo. There you go, it's just poo.